What's up, fight fans? I'm Ali Mokdad, and I'm here with Jason the Warrior Woodham, who is the head striking coach for HM Fitness Center, a former Muay Thai fighter and, I guess, champion at one point.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from England, in Essex, down in Southend on the coast, and I started Thai boxing when I was 15 years old. Had my first fight at 16 and just went from there, really. Was learning how to coach from a very young age, and fighting, just kept fighting until I was 29 when I stopped.
You've had about 100 fights to your name, some wins, some losses.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what kept the drive, what kept you going? 100 fights is a lot of fights.
Yeah, well, I moved to Thailand in 2009, and I'd already had about 30, 40 fights then, and got quite a good name in England, won a few English titles, and got a reputation of being an exciting fighter. And then I left to Thailand just for 3 months originally to step it up a bit, because I'd sort of outgrown my gym. And then I got sponsored by the gym, and I was just fighting every week. And then I was getting flown to Australia, Mongolia, all different places, and just fighting basically for money in the end to live there. But there was a lot of good fights coming up, and racked up like another 50, 60 fights in 3 years.
You left the comforts of your home in the UK and you went to Thailand, and you basically lived there for a bit.
Yeah, 3 years.
So what's that like, to just sacrifice everything and just basically live on a very bare minimum?
It was quite uplifting, really, just to forget everything, and all I'd done was just train twice a day, eat and sleep, and that's it. And it was a good experience. Well, it's not so bad moving abroad now with Skype and Facebook and stuff. You're never really that far from home, you know, so it was a good experience.
And when you were fighting there, you obviously had some very tough fights. What was your toughest fight? Tell us a little bit about what was the biggest challenges and what was your toughest fight when you were there?
Probably some of my toughest fights were in the Challenger Muay Thai, when I was on a TV reality show in Malaysia, and I stepped up about 5 or 6 kilos in weight class to join that category. And I fought one of my friends in the first episode, who knocked me out in the second round clean. But then they give me another chance in the final, and I fought the Malaysian champion in front of all the Malaysian home fans, and that was a big challenge, because I wasn't just fighting him, I was fighting the whole of Malaysia, and that was another big challenge for me.
And you won?
No, got stopped with leg kicks in the fourth, but you know, like I say, it was another 6, 7 kilos heavier than what I should have fought. I got dropped in the fourth round and got back up and carried on, and got quite a good reputation for having quite a big heart.
You're obviously retired now.
Yeah.
And do you think you'll ever go back?
No, I get asked this all the time. You know, I used to have to lose a lot of weight to fight. I used to go from 71, 72 kilos down to 65 when I fought properly. And now I don't think I could do that anymore. You know, I like eating my food, like doing this, doing that, like enjoying myself. Like I say, I've had near on 100 fights. I've fought some of the best fighters in the world, and I just enjoy coaching people now. That's the best thing to me, is to pass it on. And I feel I'm actually a better coach than what I was fighter, to be honest.
Talk to me about that. Now you're obviously the coach at the center.
Yeah.
You know, you have a good following. Your classes are fairly filled. What does it take to be a great coach?
I don't know. There's a few aspects. I've actually asked a lot of people that before. Firstly, I think you have to have some experience in the ring. You don't have to have been a world champion. I think you need to be quite good with people as well, like everyone, because some people can only train like advanced fighters, and they don't have the patience to train beginners, whereas I'm quite a patient person, and I know how hard it is to do techniques and so on. I think you just got to have a lot of patience more than anything else, and be able to describe things in a slow way that people understand.
I've noticed that you're very personal with each one of your students,
yeah.
and they appreciate that, and you know, some of them become your friends. Do you think that's important? Because there's some gyms out there that tend to adopt a very tough love policy.
Yeah, no, I normally make good friends with everyone in the gym. Most of my friends are all people I've met in the gym, and I find if you treat somebody a bit of a one-on-one basis, take them to one side and say, you need to do this or do that, they feel like you've actually taken an interest in them, and they always come back, you know, and it's good. I like to be like that.
What would you say to someone that, you know, he wants to get into Muay Thai? Maybe he wants to be competitive, or maybe he just wants to do it for fitness, you know, but he's a bit worried. He doesn't know where to take the first step. Yeah. What would you say to them?
I just say, look, main thing I get in the gym is I ask people to skip, and that's how I can't skip. And I say, there was a point in your life where you couldn't walk, and you just have to do it and just get on with it. If you want to do something, just try it first time. We all done it the first time. And people say, I don't know how to kick, I don't know how to do this. I say, well, there was a point. Well, I didn't know how to kick, but we've all been at that point, so there's no stress, no worries. No one's even looking at what you're doing. They're concentrating on what they're doing.
And when you kind of find a student that you see has a lot of potential, do you tend to get behind them? Do you tend to nurture them? Do you tend to push them on a competitive level?
Yeah, you do. I do anyway. If I see somebody's got that little spark, I'll just make sure I tell them, "Oh, you've done really good today. You know, you've got to work on this," and let them know that I'm watching, and hopefully they'll keep coming and keep learning.
And do you push them to a competitive level?
I try to. I sort of give them that, like give them a little bit, you know, and say, "Oh, what do you think about fighting? Do you like watching fights and stuff like that?" And see what they say. Because some people, they just don't want to fight, and if you push them too much, they won't come back. You know. So I just test the water and see what they think.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in the corner of some superstar, maybe here or internationally. We thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.